All right, we're recording. Good evening, Team Our Victory. I'm Brittany McMillan, and we are here tonight in our weekly webinar series, and we're talking tonight about going beyond your comfort zone. And so I thought, I'm trying to press my mind on what content and what topics do I need to address? What do I need to talk about? And I really feel like for our team, we've got a lot of go-getters. We've got a lot of people who want this business. They want to do something with it and take off with it. But the hard part about this business, the hardest part truly, is just going a little bit beyond where, that level of comfort that we've built for ourselves. Let me remind you that nobody goes to school to be a Beachbody coach. This is not a learned tactic. So when you enter this business, it is an even playing field in the sense that we don't have the training. We have to go to like Beachbody Academy when we first are hired as Beachbody coaches in order to gain all the knowledge that's necessary to push our businesses forward. And a lot of this knowledge, a lot of the things that we're learning are just things that truly make us and force us to go outside of that level of comfort that usually most coaches, when they enter that business, have been stuck in for a while. So that's what we're talking about today. So some things to know regarding your comfort zone. Here's some things. Maybe it'll help rest your mind easy. I'm not sure, but it helps me for sure. So we all have insecurities. That right there is like, I can just breathe. Every single person has insecurities that's walking this planet. So since we all have those insecurities, we don't have to worry about, what I'm insecure about because they're not insecure about. We all have them. So whatever you're insecure about, you're going to have to take that journey. You're going to have to walk with it, and you're going to have to grow out of it and from it. And that's going to be your bold, brand as you move forward, as you get out and escape that insecurity. But we all have them. Okay. Number 2, doubts are common. Doubts are common, and objections, excuses, misconceptions about this business opportunity, doubts about the products and if they work, doubts about the coaching business and if that really will earn you money, doubts about if you're good enough to even achieve and succeed at this. Doubts are common. Nothing amazing just happens. Nothing amazing just happens, guys. You have to put work into it. So when we're in our comfort zone, nothing amazing happens there. Nothing amazing is going to happen inside those walls of where you're comfortable. And we like to linger there. We like to hang out there because it's comfortable, right? It's comfortable. That's why it's called your comfort zone. But guys, nothing amazing is happening inside of that zone. And it's not until we break free of those walls and get ourselves out that we can truly have some fun with what we're like truly capable of, our true potential. Next thing to keep in mind is that it can become a place of regret. That comfort zone can eventually become a place where you sit back and you're regretful of the shouldas, the couldas, and the wouldas, right? I should have done that, and I could have done that, and I would have done that except. And then we start to sit back and we get regretful about the things that we never actually accomplished and achieved. So our comfort zone, although from the outside can look like that person is content, that person is okay with who they are and where they are, but on the inside, those feelings of regret and that feeling of, if I only had done X, Y, and Z, what would have happened? That's where those kind of stem from. Belief must overpower doubt. And we're going to dive into that a little bit with the actual content, the meat and potatoes, because I'm just kind of getting us prepped for all of this. But you've got to know that your belief in what you're doing has to overpower, outweigh any and all doubt that you have. Okay. And where does that come from? We're going to talk at the end about some ways to get beyond this and to boost our confidence up and boost that courage up. But it comes from personal development. First and foremost, personal development is where it's at. So belief must overpower doubt. If you don't have strong belief right now in yourself and you do have that doubt, because remember, doubts are common. We all have them. If you have that doubt right now and it's just overpowering your belief system, we've got to reverse that. We've got to flip that around so that your belief in yourself is stronger than that doubt can be. And the best way to do that is to dive into personal development, start pouring into yourself good information that's going to allow your mind to kind of rewire itself to that belief system. And the last thing I just kind of want to put out there is that I want to ask this question. Are you an undercover coach? Are you an undercover coach? And that might sting a little. That might come off like, Kind of, yeah. I kind of am an undercover coach. And what does that mean? That's just a coach that like, I signed up for this. I took that leap of faith. I like got out of my comfort zone. I jumped out of that box that I've been in, and I took this leap of faith to become this coach, but I'm gonna just ride it out. I don't want people to really know that I'm doing this. I want to make sure I have some form of success first. I want to make sure I've got my bearings and I'm good at what I'm doing. And then I'll let people know that I'm a coach. Once I have success, once I'm good at it, I'm going to let people know. And that's an undercover coach. If you're just kind of trying to fly by and hope people don't notice that that's what you do for a living, then you're an undercover coach. So undercover coaches, guys, you're in your comfort zone. I hate to break it to you, and I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but if you are an undercover coach and you're just kind of riding this out and hoping that, you know, once this happens, then I'll let people know, and you've got that mentality, it's never going to happen. I'm just going to be flat out honest with you. It's never going to happen for you because you're in your comfort zone. So tonight it's all about breaking out of that comfort zone, and I've got 4 steps for us to consider when breaking out of that comfort zone and going beyond it. And then at the end, we're just going to talk about how to gain this courage, because we're going to talk through confidence. We're going to talk through all that tonight. And then at the very end, I'm just going to give us some nuggets of some places that you can dive into if you are struggling in this department. Because I don't want to just give you what it should look like. I want to give you the pathway to get there also. Because if you're struggling in this, you're going to need like the hows and the whats, right? Okay. So first and foremost, number 1, how do we go beyond our comfort zone? Number 1, be confident. Going beyond your comfort zone requires confidence. Now, let's talk through confidence a little bit, because coaches in the network, and I'm sure if you're starting to kind of get out there and start sampling different coaches here and there, especially beyond our team, and just get a taste of different coaching types and styles, I encourage you, start following and friending people on our team that are coaches. Obviously they're coaches, but on our team, on Team 180, on Team Iron, and even beyond that network. Start getting out there and searching for coaches and looking at what they do and how they do it in an educational manner, not in a comparison manner where you're going to be robbing yourself of joy in what you're doing because you're just like comparing yourself and you're not good enough. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about getting out there and monitoring coaches, because there are like 2 ends of the spectrum. You've got the coach way over here that is out there posting like how rock star amazing they are, and look at how much money I have, and look what I got to do this weekend because my job's so awesome, and you're not awesome unless you're me. And they're like totally confident, but like really cocky. They're way over here, okay? But then you have this coach over here that you can't even follow on social media. You can't even find them because they're so hidden in what they're doing. They're so hidden because they're just so afraid. They lack all forms of confidence. So you don't even know that they're a coach because they haven't even posted anything in maybe like a year, right? And it's few and far between when they do. And they are, so you've got those 2 extremes. But personally, I don't want to follow either of these coaches. If I wasn't in the network yet and I was searching for a coach and I needed somebody to help me to go on this journey, I wouldn't want this person over here that's super cocky, but I also wouldn't want this person over here that lacks total confidence in themselves. I wouldn't want either of them. I want somebody in the middle. So balancing of that bold confidence. You do need bold confidence in this business. Absolutely, you need that. But it's a balancing act of this bold confidence with a humble rootedness, okay? And humility. Being able to just be honest and open and sharing when you fail, and sharing your downfalls, your successes, and all that, and having that mix that makes you real. That's the balance we're looking for, okay? And it's all about the delivery. Again, it's all about that delivery. So you could be that really bold, confident coach, but the way you're delivering your information isn't making you seem cocky, right? So keep that in mind. How else can we be confident? Well, belief in the products. Guys, when I first started this business, I ordered T25. I ordered a challenge pack. And I signed up to be a coach at the exact same moment. Challenge pack, coach, bada boom, bada bing, Shakeology. And I got my T25, and I was training for a marathon at the time. So I didn't open T25 because Shaun T, his workouts are really, as we all know, like lots of plyometrics involved, a lot of jumping. And when you're training for a marathon, just it's not happening on the joints. So I didn't pull that out. I didn't touch T25, didn't open it. I drank my shakes, and my shakes were on auto renewal. So I was drinking my shakes, whatever. But I had one foot in and I had one foot out. Okay. And I'm like knocking things over right now. But I had one foot in and I had one foot out. And I didn't believe in it. I didn't believe in this business, guys. And I will be the first to admit it, that I signed up for a business that I didn't believe in at all. And here's the funny part, because I sit here today and you probably sit back and you think, man, how could she not believe in it? Because, it seems today, the way that I post and the way I represent myself, that I have a true belief in Beachbody and what we're all about. But how did that belief come in? I started press and play. So after that marathon was over, 21 Day Fix happened to come out that February, and I purchased that. And I actually did 21 Day Fix through the winter. Before I even did T25, I did 21 Day Fix. That's the weird part. I ordered T25, let that sit on the shelf, and then I did 21 Day Fix, and I started to see some results. And then I did T25, and then I saw even more results. And by that summer, I went to Coach Summit in Vegas in June, met Emily there, and we had an amazing time just learning and growing and just seeing the business like electrified, right? And I was sold out. I grew that belief. And I actually called Emily about a week before Summit and told her that I probably wasn't going to go. I had already purchased my Summit tickets and everything. And I ended up calling her and telling her, you know what, listen, Emily, I'm so sorry. I feel so bad, but I don't have the money to get on a plane and go. Actually, no, I don't have the money for the hotel. I don't have the money and so Emily, being how amazing Emily is and how much she believed in me, got me to Summit. Helped get me to Summit. I got myself to Summit. I got the plane ticket. I got there. But when I got there, helped pave the way. So I didn't have to worry about that hotel room. I didn't have to worry about a lot of extra expenses while I was there, because I was strapped. I was in a bad place. And I grew that belief because I just saw it. I saw how genuine all of this was. I saw the results in the products. I saw the results from transforming your mind and your heart and all that stuff. I just saw what this business really could do. And that's when I started truly believing. And that's when I was like, I'm sold out to this. I'm just going, I'm running, I'm in this game. So be sold out. Be sold out to Beachbody. And guys, if you're not sold out to Beachbody and you haven't pressed play, maybe your program sat on the shelf, order a different one. Try something else out. Get out of your rut. Maybe Shakeology, you're just sick of it. Go try the Performance line. Side note, it's freaking amazing. Tastes amazing. So try the Performance line, the supplements. Get sold out. And I hate to say it like this. But either get sold out or stop wasting your time and your money. Like, what are you doing waiting? And I say that with bold confidence because I'm sold out. And I know what this business can do for you if you let it. If you let it, allow it to make you confident. It will help make you confident. But you've got to be sold out. You've got to have belief in this product, okay? And belief in what we do. Here's the funny thing about confidence, guys. When you are more confident in your work, the more competence you have, okay? When you're more confident in what you're doing, the more competence you're going to have, okay? And then the more competence you have, the more confidence you're going to boost. So it's like this circle. It's this amazing circle that as you build confidence, you build competence. And the more competence you build, the more confidence you have. And it just keeps cycling and like manifesting on itself. And it's amazing. It's like a bank. When you deposit money, it grows interest. And when that interest grows, that's more money. And then that money grows interest. And it keeps snowballing. So keep that in mind. But also keep this in mind. The reverse can totally happen. When you lack confidence, you're going to lack competence. And the more you don't know, the less confident you're going to be. And it just keeps dropping you, right? And it gets to a point where it's just hard to jump back in. It really is. So let me tell you this. Are you the kind of coach that you're like, okay, I'm in. I'm ready. I'm doing this. I'm ready to do it. I'm ready to do it. I think. Are you one of those like second guesser kind of coaches? Like you say, you know what, Brittany, I am so ready to run this business. I'm so ready to do this. Like this is what I want to do. But then you have that I think in the back of your head that I think is what is stopping you. It's what's stopping you. Guys, you have to take baby steps forward. The only way to get that confidence, to grow into the competence and let that cycle grow and manifest, is to take baby steps forward in the right direction. And notice that I said baby steps. I'm not saying that you need to wait. There is no waiting for the perfect time. It's not like I'm going to wait for March 1st, or I'm going to wait for a Monday, or I'm going to wait for January 1st. I'm going to set my New Year's resolution to be a better coach. Guys, what are you waiting for? There's never going to be a perfect time. Just like our challengers, just like in fitness journey, how we know that there's no perfect time. It's when you're ready. And when you're ready, you can't have that I think in your head. I think. I'm ready, I think. We can't have that. Because the longer you wait, the longer you play this game, the longer you do that, the less confidence you're creating. And so some of you who've been in this business for a while and you just haven't really gone anywhere with your business, I'm going to tell you, you don't have confidence in your business. You don't have confidence in yourself. And so this one is a huge one. It's number one for a reason, because I challenge you, I urge you, if you've been, whether you're a new coach or you've been on this team for a while, you got to build that confidence, and it just starts by doing something. Do something. Do something. Feel good about it. Build some knowledge. Go do more. Feel good about it. Build that knowledge, and just keep going, okay? Whenever you stop, it just makes it that much harder to have to start it all over again, because now you're dealing with more voices in the back of your head. Every time you stop, you know as well as I do that it's not a failure because you tried. It's a failure because you didn't try, and those are the worst kinds. So stop stopping. Just keep going. That's where your confidence is going to come from. Okay, number 2. I'm off my high horse with that. Number 2, it's just one word. Admit. Admit. And you're like, admit what? What am I admitting? Well, I've got a lot of things we should admit. In order to get out of our comfort zone, we've got to admit some things. So I'm going to go through a list. Admit when you're slacking. Admit it. Excuse me. Admit when you're slacking. That's one of the worst and hardest parts of a coach, is to admit when you didn't do what you should have done that day. And I went on our team today, and I even put like an accountability check-in regarding friend requests. Hey, are you guys adding new friends to your network? And I put that on there on purpose, because we might get to Thursday and we might say, oh, you know what? I'm slacking, whatever. I'm just going to I'll figure it out next week. I'll start on Monday. I'll get back to it on Monday. But no, when you're slacking, you got to stop and admit it and do well, right? And go back and reverse whatever it is you're slacking in, whatever department that is, and not slack, okay? Admit when you're wrong. We're human. We are all human. It is such an important and beautiful quality to admit when you're wrong and incorrect about something, small scale, big scale, whatever it is, but admitting when we're incorrect and apologizing for that and going back. But doing that, understanding when something wasn't right and admitting to that, is totally taking you out of that comfort zone, because now you've humbled yourself, right? And that's a big part of getting out of our comfort zone, is sometimes having to like look at ourselves in the mirror and know, okay, that wasn't actually right. Admit when you failed. This is a hard one too. It's like a low blow. So this is all like gut checks, mirror checks. This whole part right here is all about looking in that mirror and admitting things. And this one, when you failed, admit when you failed. You know why it's important to admit when you fail? Because then you can assess what went wrong, and you can figure it out to be better next time. If I sit back and I never look at any of my failures, if I just brush them under the rug, then I'm going to push, like, let's say that challenge group, it was a total failure. I'm just going to brush challenge groups under the rug. Okay. I tried to train a coach. I got a new coach, but I didn't get them started right, and they don't really work the business. So I'm going to brush coaching under the rug. I don't want to add anybody to my downline. Oh, you know what? I missed a workout. I'm just going to stop pressing play. I'm not going to do my workout anymore. I already failed at that. Guys, you see what I'm doing here? It gets to a point where when you take these failures and you just brush them under the rug. I failed with one coach. Does that mean you're going to fail with all of them? No. But what that means is that you can learn from how again, that gut check, where were you slacking? Where were you wrong? Look at those failures. Make it better the next time. So the next coach I sign, I'm going to say, okay, I don't want to do that again because that didn't work so well with this last person. I'm going to try this, right? And then if that doesn't work, I'm going to try this. And you are figuring it out as you go. Remember what I said in the beginning, nobody went to school to be a Beachbody coach. So it's all like, you're just trying to figure it out. You're gelling with it. Same thing with a workout program. You know that's silly. You don't press play one day, so you just quit the whole thing. I mean, for real, we know that sounds ridiculous, but that happens a lot to people. So why do we do that? Because we don't want to get out of our comfort zone and admit when we failed. Get out of your comfort zone, admit failures. Admit when you don't have the answer. So this is a great one, guys. It makes you look a lot more real as a coach. When somebody asks you a question, you say, you know what, I don't really know the answer to that, but I'm going to find out for you and I'll get back to you as soon as I find it. And then you go and you find the answer and then you get back to them. Like, look at you. You are a rock star. Like, people are going to look up to you and say, wow, that person, like, okay, so they didn't have the answer, but then they were like professional enough to go find the answer for me and then come back. Like, that just makes you look credible. That's all that does. So when you don't have the answer, it's hard to say, I don't know. Gets out of our comfort zone. That's the whole theme of tonight. But when you don't have the answer, just admit it and then go find it. Admit defeat, guys. Admit when you are defeated. Sometimes some days are harder than others in life. And I feel like when we don't admit those days and we don't hone in on why that day felt so defeating or what in that moment made me feel defeated and deflated, when we don't actually admit to those things, it's really hard to pick ourselves back up. So in order to be able to pick yourself back up and move forward, you've got to admit that defeat first. Admit your imperfections. Nobody is looking for a perfect person out there. Let's talk about like your dream date, dream husband, dream wife. That's the only time we're trying to look for that perfect person, right? We aren't looking for perfection. And if I'm trying to look through a fitness journey, I want to see the raw, real details of that journey. I want to see the imperfections along the way. I don't want to see this perfect person because I might not be able to relate to that, and essentially that we just don't have anything in common. Your imperfections are going to be what make people attracted to you and why they are drawn to you. So admit your imperfections, embrace them. Okay. And also admit when you need assistance, guys. I think far too often and I'm totally an offender of this, but it's like, I'm fine. I'm good. I don't need anybody's help. And really you need like tons of help, right? I'm totally there. I hope you are too. So I'm not the only one, but admit it. Admit when it's like, you know what, I'm really struggling with this. And I've had to get really good with that with my one-on-ones that I do with Emily, that I have to really get like honest with her and open and not be afraid, because I was afraid, like if I admit what I need help with, maybe she'll think less of me, or maybe she'll think that I'm not working my business very well, or she'll look down on me as a coach. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And so when I'm actually able to get out of my comfort zone and admit to her when I need help and how I need that help, man, it just changes things. It changes the relationship that her and I have. And it changes the effort that I'm putting in. It changes, I get the assistance that I'm actually needing, and I'm able to propel forward. So I'm building more confidence and I'm getting out of my comfort zone by doing that, right? It's not easy to admit when you need help from somebody, but to just get out there and to admit that you need that help definitely gets you out of that comfort zone. Okay, so that is number 2, admitting things. Number 3, take risks. So to get out of your comfort zone, you got to take risks. I want you to start saying, I can do that. I can do that. And I can do that. And I can do that. And oh, look at that. I can do that. I want you to start saying the phrase, I can do that. Like write it, like how I have this like crazy whiteboard, write that phrase somewhere in front of your face. Like you need to know that you can do it. I want you to look at a coach, and when they post something, don't look at that post and say, oh, I should have posted that. Or they're so much further along in their business than me. I'm never going to get that far. No, I can do that. Oh, they posted that. That's cool. I can do that too. I can do that post. So how does that happen though? You've got to look for that spark. Like sometimes people get so fed up in life, in whatever situation they're in, that there's nothing to do but like a spark goes off, and there's nothing to do but to just like break free of that, whatever restriction and constriction was in your life. And I want you to start looking for that spark in your life that's going to like, you know what? I'm going to start taking risks. And whatever that may be, like maybe you get fed up with like, I'm just not where I thought I'd be as a coach, and you're sick of it. And you know what? Now that's that spark that just flicked, and now I'm going to do it. Or I'm sick of this body. Like I don't feel good the way I'm eating. I don't feel good the way I'm treating my body. And you get to that point where you just don't feel good anymore. You're so fed up that the spark goes off. The spark goes off and you can do it. Sometimes we just need that spark, right? It's like, what is that movie? I Bought a Zoo or something. We bought a zoo, and it's like, you just need like 5 seconds of courage, of insane courage to go do something. Like that's what you need. You just need that insane courage, like that spark to just go off where you don't even think, you just do. And you're like, you know what? I'm just doing it. I'm in. I'm all in. And that's what we're looking for when you take risks. Okay? Do the unexpected. Don't do what people expect from you. We're going to get to that in a second in the next category, but do what's unexpected of you. If people expect you to go down this path and that's what was expected of you your whole life, who cares? That wasn't necessarily your expectations. Those are other people's expectations. And newsflash, it's not their life. They've got one to live, and so do you. And you've got to live the best version of your life that you could possibly live. And so do what's unexpected. Do what's going to make you crazy happy in this life, okay? Another way to take risks is to attend events. There's Super Saturday coming up, and I hope that all of you guys will investigate where the Super Saturday near you is being held. But guys, attending events, getting on the wait list, at this point it is a wait list, but getting on that wait list for Coach Summit this summer, or attending Coach Summit this summer, if you've already purchased your ticket, and getting out there, making sure that you don't pull like a Brittany my first year and a week before just kind of try not to go. Side note, I did end up going, but don't second guess yourself. Get to Summit. Get to Super Saturday events in your area. Get onto those national wake up calls. Get onto your team calls. All these things, guys, because the risks in going to events like this, the risk of getting on a call, getting on a webinar, showing up, those are risks we take as coaches. It's not easy to get on these calls every week and to kind of put ourselves out there and have to look and reflect at what we are doing right and what we're not doing right. And sometimes these calls can really be a gut check for us. And so it's not easy. It's very easy to say, you know what, I'm not going to get on today because I'm not feeling like I need a gut check right now. I don't feel like I'm having that. And I don't want to go to that event because I don't know anybody. Or I'll be nervous to be there. Or, what if everybody is different than me as a coach, or whatever, things you're going to come up with and create in your mind. But attending those events and getting on your calls are risks that are so worth taking because they're just going to build that confidence. Okay. Go face to face. It's risky. It's risky in this business. It's risky in general if you don't feel comfortable in sales, but getting face to face with people and diving in and saying, hey, I've got this business opportunity I want to tell you about, or hey, I run these challenge groups. I think you would really enjoy them. It's so much fun and you can work out from home. We drink these shakes that are like bomb.com. Getting face to face with people and actually talking about the product so they can see like the joy on your face and the way your face lights up when you go to talk about them. That's where it's at. There's only so much you can do behind the screen, right? Sometimes we've got to get face to face or get on that phone and talk to those people. And then brainstorm, guys. Brainstorm. Keep a journal of ideas so that you can brainstorm. And as you come up with risky ideas, jot them down. Every idea that comes to mind, I'm really bad at this. I'm the type that when an idea comes to mind, I want to do it right now. But there's not a great amount of planning that happens with that. And I find myself failing forward more often than not because I just sometimes dive a little too soon. So if I could like give you advice of mistakes I've made, brainstorm your ideas. And when something pops in your mind, like, oh, that would be awesome. Like that'd be a great blog post, or that'd be a really great like topic for the week that I could cover, or this would be a great challenge group idea. Start keeping a journal of all those ideas so that you can take those risks, and they won't feel so risky when they're in a journal written down, and you can say, oh, let me just check that one off because I haven't done that one yet, right? Or I have this idea and I haven't implemented it yet. Let me do that. And each time you do that, you're taking a risk, but it doesn't feel so crazy after all because you wrote it, you put pen to paper already and you wrote it down. All excuses, guys, keep this in mind. Every single excuse for why we don't take risks, every single one of them, it all stems and roots from a fear of failure. So every single excuse you give me, I didn't have enough time, or I don't know enough people in my network. I don't have any Facebook friends. I'm really not good at sales. I'm not in my before and afters aren't really good enough yet. I haven't finished a full Beachbody program. I don't drink my shake every single day. We could go on forever, right? We could totally go on. Every single one of those is an excuse, and every one of them doesn't have a single thing to do with what you just said, saying, I don't know anybody, or I only have a couple friends on Facebook. All of those have nothing to do. What you're really worried about is a fear of failure. It's all rooted from that fear of failure. So guys, all I encourage you to do with risk taking is just simply make a choice to start. Okay. And last one, be yourself. Okay, be yourself. We all have a label of some type. In our lives, we've created labels for ourselves. And not maybe just one label, but multiple labels, and maybe in different walks of life. Maybe with our friends, we've got this kind of label and they look at us this way. Maybe with our family, we've got these labels. And when we're in school, we've got these labels. And at work, we've got other labels, and et cetera, et cetera. But we all have these labels. But here's the cool thing, guys, is we all have the ability to change the labels that are on us. It does take time and it takes effort, right? You've got to keep plugging away at what new label you want, but we all have that ability to change the labels that we've placed on ourselves. You, my friends, are your brand. You are your brand. So what does that look like for you? I mean, I can't tell you what your brand is because it's totally different for you than it is for me. But I want to encourage you with this, that your brand is not one like big, special, like crazy thing. Okay, think about a lock. Think about like a little combination lock. Everybody is a different combination lock. Everybody has the same numbers. Everybody has the same digits. We all have the same in coaching, right? Like, but I'm the same as that person. Like our brands are identical. No, they're not, because you're not one thing. You're not made up of just one big like shebang thing. It's a bunch of awesome little things. So if I take this one little awesome thing and I combine it with this one little awesome thing and I combine it with this one little awesome thing and I put them together just in the right order, I've unlocked who I am. I'm unlocking myself, right? So when I do those, when I put those awesome things together in the correct order, in the correct way, the right balance, it's going to unlock you. And every coach has to find their own rhythm of that lock. So yeah, you might have the same attributes as another coach, but are they balanced in the same like percentages? Are they in the same order of importance? Are there other little things that could be stuck in there throughout too? I'm sure that there are, because we're all uniquely and wonderfully and differently made. So keep that in mind. I think a lot of times we get caught up in our brand in terms of like, well, I don't have anything special about me. There's nothing unique about me. There's nothing special. Absolutely not. That's malarkey. It's not right. You are special. You just need to find your combination of things that when you put them together will just unlock it. A lot of times when we go and follow coaches and it's like, ooh, I like what they did. I like that post. And we take it back and we kind of do it ourselves and basically just copy what they did. It doesn't work for us. It doesn't work for us because that's not the right combination of things. And so people are going to look at our posts and our the way we're coming across and say, wait a second, but that's not you. So you've got to find that combination that makes you you. Okay, be yourself. Being yourself is going to allow you to break out of your comfort zone so much better, because that's the one thing of comfort you can take with you is you and all the crazy amazing qualities that you possess. So keep that in mind and rest easy with that. So how do you gain this courage? How do you gain this courage? Because yeah, when we break down the barriers, we break down the walls, we don't have a box. We stop like this whole get out of the box, like don't even have a box, right? When we try to break that mold, it does entail a little bit of courage, right? To take those steps to, let's recap. You've got to be confident breaking out of that comfort zone. You've got to admit some things. You've got to take risks, and you've got to be yourself when you're breaking out of this comfort zone and like kind of defining all this. But there's that level of courage to take that first step. So what are some tricks of the trade for kind of gaining that courage? So if you take anything away, you listen to those 4, big ideas tonight. But now I need you to go forward, and I need you to break out of your own box that you've created and break the walls down and just go beyond your comfort zone. What should you do to do that? Because you can't I can't just have confidence. I don't have confidence today. And it's going to take time for me to admit things. I'll work on it. And yeah, I want to take risks, but I got to work on that too. I'm going to work on it. And I'm trying to be myself. I'm trying to figure out my brand. And I get all that. So what do we do? What are some do it now, go forth, move forward and do this? Well, some of the things that are going to help gain you courage, one, and I said it earlier, but this is so serious. Personal development is going to gain you courage like none other. So 2 books I want you to keep in mind in this department specifically. The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy is a must read for any new Beachbody coach. If you are on this team and you've never sat down to read The Compound Effect, you need to make that a priority on your list for personal development like now. Okay, you need to go buy that book. It's by Darren Hardy. Okay, The Compound Effect, it's just talking about how compounded over time, the more consistent you are, consistency will compound over time and ultimately bring you success. So that is a must read, but it does talk in there. It talks a lot in there about getting out of your comfort zone. Okay. And another one by John C. Maxwell is called Failing Forward. That's another great one that'll help you gain that confidence about when I fail, that it's actually just steps forward in the right direction, and flipping your mindset and not allowing yourself to think that every failure is just bringing you downward. Actually, your failures are moving you further forward. Okay. So those are two great books, especially geared towards this concept of getting out of your comfort zone. Another thing that's going to help you gain courage like now is action. Action. I said it earlier. If you are the type of person that you're like, yeah, I'm doing it, I'm all in, I'm ready to go, and then you sit back, well, of course you have no confidence. Of course you're not going to get out of your comfort zone. Of course nobody wants to buy your challenge pack. Like, duh, I could tell you that. Get out there and take action. Take action. Like, when I say take action, I mean the second that this call is done, get out and start taking some action. Whether it's in the invitation process, getting some personal development, pressing play, making your shake. I don't care what it is, but take some action like immediately tonight. Plug into training resources. This helps me greatly. When I get to plug into any sort of training, I'll go out on YouTube. Melanie Mitro has a great channel. Coach Caleb Thomas has a great channel also. Michelle Myers, our upline there in Team Iron, she's got a great channel too. There's so many top coaches though with amazing channels. Lindsay Matway, just awesome resources. So what I encourage you to do is go onto YouTube and plug into those training resources and listen to the way they speak. Listen to these usually they're quick videos that these coaches are making that they'll post. And I'll listen to like a 5 to 10 minute video on YouTube and like, oh, okay. Just to realign myself, just to get myself like, okay, you know what? Yeah, you're right. I can do this. And I can do it because X, Y, and Z. And you've laid the steps out for me. And I see that you're human and we can totally do this. So I'm able to take more risks in my business because I get more ideas and I'm seeing how other coaches are doing it. So I'm learning from them. It's that whole idea that success leaves clues. So I mentioned it before, to get out there and start following some top coaches to see where those success clues are sitting, but also plug into those training resources on YouTube, because there are some great free resources out there if you're not already doing so. And the last thing that helps us to gain courage, guys, is just success in the business. Business successes. Success Club. There is nothing like getting shouted out for Success Club and getting a prize from Beachbody in the mail and just feeling freaking good about yourself because you are making people healthier, right? That's what Success Club is. You are changing people's lives one challenge pack at a time. That's what those points represent. And so getting out there and being proud of yourself that you're making that happen, right? So Success Club is an instant way to gain courage in yourself. Okay, it's again back to that confidence, competence, confidence, competence, and it just keeps cycling and boosting it all up. Once you go out there with a little confidence, maybe you'll sell a challenge pack and now you have some competence, and then you build some more confidence because you sold that challenge pack, and it just keeps going, guys. Trips, Success Club trips to Summit, trips, even if you're taking a little mini trip to go to a Super Saturday, trips in this business are so motivating. Right? Because you're taking it outside of your home. You're taking it outside of the screen. You're getting live. You're getting around people who are like-minded, going on those trips. Emily's got a diamond retreat happening this fall. Like, that's going to be so amazing. It's going to be so amazing because it's a trip and you're going to be surrounded by the people that normally you have to stare at through a screen or type to, right? And so trips are a way to totally gain that courage. And I don't want you to sit here and say, oh, but that's far off and I'm not there yet. No, remember, I can do that. So I encourage you, trips in this business. Find ways to get face-to-face with this business. And then just earning money. Business success, earning money. Money is why we all signed up to do this, right? You signed up to work as a coach. So money was obviously some sort of incentive for you. So earning that money, getting that weekly paycheck on Thursdays. When you wake up on Thursday morning and there's something in your checking account, that's pretty freaking awesome. And it just gives you a little bit of courage. Like, you know what? I earned money this week. That's pretty awesome. And I'm helping save and change lives. So guys, that is all I've got tonight. Talking about getting out of that getting out of our normalcy and going beyond your comfort zone, breaking those walls down, removing the box from the equation, not thinking outside the box. Don't even get in a box, right? Don't even get in that box in the first place. I really hope these tips helped, guys. And if you need any assistance in getting out of that comfort zone, like when you're sitting here and that whole admitting, if there's a part of you that needs to admit some things and chat with me and just kind of go over like some places where you might need some extra help and support, or maybe where you've been slacking and you just need me to give you that extra push and accountability, I'd be more than happy and delighted to help you guys, because I think that it's necessary, that accountability. That's why we're here as coaches. It's all about accountability. So guys, you are rock stars. Thank you for being on live tonight. If you are listening to the replay, you rock also. So thank you for that. And that's it. So I will see you guys not next week. I'm giving you the 31st of March off. So I will see you the following week in 2 weeks, April 7th. The first Thursday of April, we will get together live tonight or live that night, and we'll chat and we'll learn and we'll grow. All right, guys, have a great night. Love you all. Mwah.